First, I would like for you to imagine football or basketball games without the presence of cheerleaders. Then, I also want you to imagine not getting the respect that you deserve for all of your hard work and dedication towards perfecting your abilities, your skills, and your talent. Hello, my name is Nataria Irvin, and the focus of my persuasive speech will be covering how cheerleading should be considered as a sport instead of just an activity. So, um, from varsity.com, I searched this website because it listed some requirements that activities had to have in order to be labeled as a sport. So, one, it had to be a physical activity that involves propelling a mass through space or overcoming the resistance of mass. And in cheerleading, this will be stunting. So another requirement that the activity had to have is the act of competing against or with an opponent. And so this would be cheer competitions. Cheer competitions is something that all cheerleaders do, whether you're in elementary or you go all the way up to college. This is also a choice that coaches can put their cheerleaders through. So it's not a requirement for competition, but it's definitely available for all cheerleaders and for all cheer teams to go through. The other fact or requirement that the activity had to have in order to be labeled as a sport is that it must be governed by rules that define the time, space, and the purpose of the contest and the conditions under which a winner is declared. And through this cheerleading, as far as time goes, there's a time limit during cheer competitions where a cheerleading team or squad is given a certain amount of time where they do their dance routines or their different cheers to get the crowd pumped up or to impress the judges. As far as space, there's something called mat size. The mat where the cheerleaders have to perform their routine is laid on the floor, and they are deducted points if they go outside of these boundaries. Also, they have score sheets, which determines the winner. So the score sheets can score their stunting, their flipping, their use of pyramids, their attitude, personality, facial expressions. All these different things go with their scores to determine a winner. But I think the main opposing argument that many people would say that cheerleading is not a sport is because it's too feminine, or they say that not enough people, I guess, take it seriously in order to compete. So with that, I would say it's one of the most difficult sports, only because of the rigorous training that the cheerleaders have to go through. They also, just like other athletes, have to stay fit and maintain a good diet in order to be able to lift their own weight and flip and do all of these stunts that the competition calls them to do. But another thing is that cheerleading, their top priority is not standing on the side of the sidelines and rooting for other athletic teams. The competitions are their main priority, just like games are for other athletic teams. So that is one of the opposing arguments, just talking about how it's too girly. If anything, football is too manly. So how could it be considered a sport? So I don't. As I was reading through the different arguments and how other people's attitudes affected their views on how this could be labeled as a sport, that was one of the main things that stood out, was how feminine it was. So, and I guess that this could be based on their attire that they wear, but I don't really see the main issue about it. Their skirts are short and their shirts are tight because they don't really need loose clothing because they need a wide range of motion throughout all of their legs and their arms in order to perform their routines and stunts and things of that nature. So also, like I said in the beginning, imagine a football game or a basketball game without the presence of cheerleaders. They're there to provide a source of entertainment and to get the crowd in the spirits of supporting the athletic team or the game that is going on. So these are reasons as to why I feel that cheerleading should be considered a sport and not just a regular activity. Thank you.